You guys ready? Let's do it. So I want to do the area of, I want to take up two issues in Sefira Omer. Well, actually, I should probably ask. Anyway, so the two issues to take up. So one issue with Sefira that's a big issue is what's the Zman for Sefira Omer? When are you supposed to count Sefira Omer?
Well, we do it after Marv, but is that what we're supposed to do?
Well, not after Marv. What time in the day are you supposed to do? Nighttime. Okay, nighttime. When does nighttime start?
What's the idea of sundown?
We'll get to that. What?
Sundown.
Nighttime starts when? Sundown? No, that's called Shkia. When does nighttime start?
Later than that.
Which is called Seis. Okay, which is when the stars come out. Good. Okay. So when does the Zman Sefira start?
Then.
All right, but what is the common custom today? Come on, you go to late mincha minyan, right? If you assume you do that, and they daven mincha close to shkia, right? Close to sunset, and then what happens? They wait like a couple minutes, then they daven marv. So you daven marv when? In a period of time called bein hashmashos. Bein hashmashos is from shkia to tzeis.
Okay.
How would you define bein hashmashos? Is that night or day?
It's neither, I guess.
Or logically, it's either neither or both. Right? Either it has both features or it's neither. It's either this like also bein hashmashos. I'm trying to get all the facts out before we get into the sugya. Bein hashmashos is d'Rabbanan or d'Oraisa? The Zman. D'Rabbanan, right? Because really, in reality, according to the Torah, night the halachic yom starts at night. So it's a chalavan, and any minute beforehand is technically it's day. Okay. So if I told you that Sefira Omer starts at nighttime, when are you supposed to count Sefira Omer? At Seis HaKochavam. Okay, but yet most shuls, when do they do it?
Right after Marv, which I don't know when.
Which a lot of times they finish Marv before Seis HaKochavam. So the question is that an appropriate time to count Sefira Omer? Hold on. So that's one question we're going to deal with. The other question is, let's see. Come on, I knew you guys were in high school at some point. If you forget to count Sefira at night, okay?
You do the next morning.
Without a bracha. Okay, that's the common minhag. Now the other one is, what if you miss an entire day?
You need to say without a bracha for the rest of the...
For the rest of the Sefira. Very good, David. I see. Gullus hasn't...
I missed a couple days and then...
Right, so what happened in your life? Chas v'shalom. It was an accident. Anyway, but what happened? So you still count, but you count without a bracha. Okay? And that's commonly what we do. All right? Okay, so with those two facts in mind, the next thing you have to know, before we get into this, is that what is Sefira Omer based on? Midoraisa. The Torah. What? The Torah. Towards what?
Towards bring something to the base mikdash?
Towards food.
Not bad. Okay. There's some hope. Okay. The second day of Pesach, there was something called, you brought a special korban, called the Korban HaOmer. HaOmer. No, tell me it was every day. The Korban HaOmer. That was the second day. Then what you would do is you would count Sheva Shabbosos, okay, 49 days, okay? And on the 50th day, what would you bring to the base of Mikdash, or what was brought?
Cow or something.
No, the Shtei Alechem. Okay. Now, the first Korban Omer is a mincha, which is a special type of Omer. In general, what do minchas have? You guys know nothing about Korbanos. I know that. Good. Flour and what kind of flour, by the way? Solas. All right. Oil, say a special mixture. The Shtei Alechem was a very special mincha that was done on Shavuos. So midoraisa. What was the Sefira Omer? You're counting from when you brought the Korban Omer at Tazayin until you brought the Shtei Lechem on Shavuos.
Right.
Okay? All right. Clear?
Why do you gotta count?
Why do you have to count? We'll get to that. But that's what you did. You count. Okay. All right. Last thing is, Sefira, this is the other important premise to know. Today, Sefira Omer, is it d'Oraisa or d'Rabbanan? Who says d'Rabbanan?
I say d'Rabbanan.
Okay. You're mostly right. But the Rambam and some other Rishonim hold.
Counting is the Raisa.
Today,
Rambam holds the Raisa?
The Rambam holds Sefira Omer today is d'Oraisa.
You serious?
Yeah, it's d'Oraisa. All right, the Rambam holds is d'Oraisa, but and other Rishonim. But most Rishonim hold is d'Rabbanan. Today, how do we paskin? We paskin is d'Rabbanan. You can't paskin both. Dope. You paskin today d'Rabbanan. You need both. It's either one or the other. We paskin d'Rabbanan. Okay. Now, who's reading today?
I'll read, I guess.
All right, start with source number 1. What does it say? What? I don't know. What does it? What does it? What does it say? What does the Torah say?
It's warm in here. It's not hot.
What does the Torah say?
It's comfortable.
Source number 1. Right, but when I bold and underline it, you're supposed to say Temimus Tiana. Okay. So what does it say? You're chayiv to count from the day after Yontiv, right? From the day you bring the Omer, which is Tes Zayin B'Nisan, the day after the first day of Pesach, okay? Which in Chutz La'aretz would be the second day of Yontiv, and in Eretz Yisrael would be the first day of Chol HaMoed, okay? Sheva Shabbosos, what does that mean? 7 what?
7 weeks.
Does it say that?
No, it's
Seven,
seven.
seven.
Does it?
Yeah.
Could be, okay. Sheva somethings, okay? Now what is, well, Shabbosos literally means Shabboses. Well, does that mean weeks or days?
These weeks.
Does it?
Yeah.
We don't know.
We do.
What does Temimus mean though? That's what we have to focus on. What's Temimus? What is Tmima? Tamim Tia.
It's a name.
No. What's Temimus?
Complete, no?
Man, I need like a... Well, yeah, complete. Good. Tmimos means complete.
Two means complete?
Yes, complete. 7 complete
You're complete.
somethings. Shabbosos. Okay.
Then complete weeks.
So that's the first thing to know. The first question is going to be, what does Temimus mean? That's question 1. Next, look at number 2. What does the Gemara tell you? Gufa.
Gufa. Amar Bai. Mitzvah limimane
Miyamne yomeh.
yomeh u'mitzvah limiyamne shavuah.
Now, you should be sophisticated enough at this point with 6 weeks left in the Zman to know, to deduce, without knowing what the words mean, to deduce what that means. You can deduce it. Abaye says mitzvah is limiyamne yomeh.
To count the day.
Good! Mitzvah,
To count
7
the
weeks.
week.
the weeks. Okay, so what's the implication from Abaye?
That it's both.
Meaning,
We
both
say,
what?
We say today is this day
also
of this
it-
week also.
No. What's the implication of what he's saying? No. Forget that.
Okay.
There's a mitzvah liyamne yomeh and a
Is
mitzvah.
the mitzvah count the entire Omer or is every
Oh,
day?
that-
No. Just read what he says.
It's the weeks.
Just read what he says. He says what? He says the mitzvah to count days, and there's a mitzvah, which sounds like there's 2 mitzvahs, okay? So the Rambam shoots that down in the Sefer Mitzvahs. But the implication of the Gemara is that there's 2 separate mitzvahs. There's a mitzvah to count days and a mitzvah to count weeks.
Yeah.
Why is that important, by the way?
We do that.
Well, no, we don't do that. We count both.
Days and weeks.
But
Yeah.
the implication from Abaye would be, let's say I missed a few days.
You can still count the
You
week
still
of the
count
mitzvah.
Bingo, okay? Okay. All right, Rabbanan, keep going, Rabbanan.
Devei Rav Ashi Mano Yome Mano Shavuah.
How would they count?
Count the what?
Day and week.
Manu Yome, Manu Shvoy. So they would count
The day
How we
and the
count?
week,
together, day and week. Okay?
right? Amemar Mane Yome Velo Mane Shavuah.
But so he would count days but not count weeks. And Amar, and the reason why is Zecher. Okay. So Amemar held he would count days and not weeks. But let's put aside, we don't paskin that way. What we do paskin is Zecher Lemikdashu. What does Zecher Lemikdash mean?
Remember the Mikdash.
Okay, give me. You hear it someone fanecha. Give me 2 other examples. Okay, 2 other examples of Zecher Lemikdash. 2 other examples of Zecher Lemikdash. One of them was quite recent.
Pesach.
Not,
No.
Okay, you're right, but okay, in Pesach.
Yeah,
At the Seder.
We say it at my house. We say
Zecher Lemikdash. Everyone says it, not just you.
Shana Bav Yisrael?
What?
No, it's one of the things on the plate.
That's on the plate. You're on the right track though.
Egg.
Okay, now let's think in our heads. Don't say it out loud. Let's think. Keep going. Magid Rachsamotzi Matzah Maror.
Korech.
What's korech?
A sandwich
Of what?
of matzah
And
romaine lettuce.
maror. What belongs in the sandwich though? What that we're missing?
korban.
The korban. So what? So we say Zecher Lemikdash. We quote Zecher Lemikdash. So we eat the matzah maror, right, together in a sandwich without the korban pesach. Zecher Lemikdash. That's one example. Give me another one, a lesser known one.
Isn't Nirsa?
No, Nirsa is not really part of the
This is
Seder.
not part of Pesach?
Not really. No, it was added in later on. It's not really part of it. You end after Halal. So what's the other example? Give me another example of Zecher Lemikdash. Okay, this is a tougher one. No, I do Chasal Seder Pesach and we're done. My kids want to sing and they're still up, they can sing. Give me another example of a.
Didn't Rashi make up the song?
No. Give me another example of Zecher Lemikdash on Sukkot. Okay, how many days? What?
Nothing.
Sukkot. How many days you have to shake the lulav on Sukkot?
The first 7.
7, really? Why 7? And the times of the Beis Hamikdash. And the times of the Beis Hamikdash. If you lived in times of the Beis Hamikdash, how many days would you shake lulav?
2.
1 day. And the Beis Hamikdash, how many times did they shake? 7. 7. Oh, come on, you can do the math. Think about it. You would do 1, and the Beis Hamikdash would do 7. So today we do 7. Why? Zecher Lemikdash. Okay, so those are 2 other examples of Zecher Lemikdash. Now we have a third. Sefiras Omer. Sefiras Omer today is Zecher Lemikdash. If something's Zecher Lemikdash, what must it mean? It's
coming down.
Is it from the Torah or from the Rabbanan? The Rabbanan, right? Okay. Everything clear so far?
Yes.
Okay, now watch this.
Crystal.
Take a look at Crystal. Take a look at Tosfos, number 3. All right? This is critical. Tosfos. No, Tosfos, number 3.
Yeah, the next one. What was that?
Zeichel
Oh,
Mikdashu.
the Rashi. Well, I don't remember.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Zeichel Mikdashu.
Zeichel Mikdashu. Nira de b'pasuk
No.
de b'safek chashicha yachol levarich ve'in tzarich lehamtin ad sheyehei vadai laila kevan shehu speika d'Rabbanan.
Stop. What does that mean?
So
It appears.
it appears to me that there's a doubt and a concern.
What does Safek HaShecha mean? You're looking at the words independently. Safek HaShecha, what is that referring to? Safek HaShecha. Of when? What's HaShecha?
A day.
Which is called? No. Close though. Come on. What's that called? The period of time between Shkia and Seis is called? Bein HaShmashos.
Right.
So during Bein HaShmashos,
you can say the bracha, but you don't need to lahamtin what we just.
you don't need to wait.
Yeah, you don't need to wait until night, since there is a doubt because it's dark.
Safek Darbanan. Okay, so what's he saying? He's saying that there's no problem whatsoever counting Sfiras Omer when? Bein HaShmashos. Okay, Bein HaShmashos. Why? Why? Because that Zman is, and therefore what's it called? It's both, and therefore, like he says, Shuhu Sfeika Darbanan. So he's saying, somehow, this is a very strange idea. He's saying that since Bein HaShmashos is Safek Darbanan, okay, so, and this is a Darbanan, you can count Sfiras Omer during Bein HaShmashos. Okay, so you're not losing anything counting Sfiras Omer, according to Tosos, and Bein HaShmashos, but it gets better. Keep going.
Okay.
The Od.
Omer da'afilu bayom samach l'chashicha. Adif
Good.
mishum Temimus.
Okay, stop. And therefore, not only that, he adds on to that, and he says, even during Bein HaShmashos, it's Adif. What does Adif mean?
Tired? No.
That's Ayev.
Better.
Better, very good. It's better to count. So according to not this. So according to Dachov. So according to Dochet. So according to Tosfos, it's not only can you count during Bein HaShmashos, but it is better. Why? Because it's Temimus.
What does that mean?
Complete.
Okay, so explain to me.
Like, what does it mean?
Well, tell me what it means factually. Well, you're right. It means complete. So why would it be better to count Sfira during Bein HaShmashos to make it complete? What?
It's better than after 6.
Yeah. Why? How is it Temimus? No. How is it Temimus? What makes it Tamim according to Tosfos? How is it Temimus? Tosfos is saying that if you want the best possible completeness, count Sfiras Omer during Bein HaShmashos. Why is it the best possible expression of Temimus?
What time is that?
Between Shki and Seis.
Okay. Is that when the day is starting?
Because then you're going to say both.
You what?
You're going to say both.
You'll see both what?
Days. Night or day. Counting wrong, right?
What do you mean?
You want to be counting wrong.
Today is, let's say it's the 25th day of the Omer.
Yeah.
Okay? The 25th day of the Omer is coming up. Okay? So what do? I say, you know what? I'm going to count Sfira. I'm going to count the 25th day in Bein HaShmashos.
Right.
Okay, previous to when Seis HaChavim starts.
Right.
Previous to when the actual 25th day starts. And the reason why Tosa says you should do that is because you get a better idea of completeness. So why do you have a better idea of completeness?
I guess you count before you're getting ready for the entire day instead of counting.
Come on, keep going. Okay, so and therefore what? So if
you count the complete day. If you count after the day started a little bit, you missed those few minutes.
good. Okay, so Tosus is saying now. Does that make sense?
What's the other time?
So I mean, what's the point of that? Not yet.
Okay, but there is some reality to it because in Bein HaShmashos has characteristics of both day and night.
Upcoming is in the next few minutes.
But hold on, don't dig a hole for yourself yet. But right now you got the main point, which is that what's Tosus telling us? Tosus is saying that why is it better to count? Because if you want a complete day, why not say count before the actual Seis HaChavim starts, and then when Seis HaChavim hits, you've already counted the day.
But you counted the wrong day. It seems if you don't count it after it says.
No. But let's say it's after Seis. Let's say 3 minutes goes by. Do I have a complete day according to Tosos?
3 minutes less than a day.
It would seem like I have less than a complete day. Okay? Is that clear?
Mm-hmm.
So Tosos is saying, count, if you want to get the best possible counting, count before the day starts. Count during Shkia. during Bein Hashmashos. Because if you count during Bein Hashmashos, now what have you done? You've ensured that when the 25th day actually starts, right, you have a complete day. Okay? Is that clear?
I don't understand that. When's the other time you would count?
This is saying that the implication from this is that the fact that you have to wait 1 nanosecond after Tzeis starts, you'll never get the completeness that you can get if you count before Tzeis Chavim starts. Now, why can you count during Bein Hashmashos? Because there's some characteristic of night in Bein Hashmashos. If that didn't exist, you won't be able to count at all. You know what I mean?
So what makes it time is that it's in between day and night?
Well, that's what Tosos holds.
Right. But
Okay.
That makes an issue with the Danish mushrooms.
Well, hold on. Okay. So now keep going in what do you call it in Tosos?
Ve'en? No,
Kidam Rinon Le'el.
Kidam Rinon. La'ayol ve'en nira ve'hecha dishachach.
Ve'inira. So it doesn't appear to him. Why? Heicha.
Hecha dishachach lispor balayla.
What does that mean?
Yeah, you forget
To count
to count in the night. Pasuk,
Bahag. Baal halachos gedolos, a gaon.
okay.
He paskin what?
What?
Shesofer b'yom.
Oh, it's just over beyond.
Stop. Okay? So Tosos rejects his first position. Why? Because he says, look what the Bahag holds. The Bahag holds, if you miss counting during the night, okay, you can make it up during the day. So again, the 25th day comes up. Let's say I wait until alos, okay, until morning time. I can still, he doesn't distinguish between bracha or not. He doesn't say whether you need a bracha or not. It seems like according to Bahag, I can count the night I missed during the day with a bracha.
Right.
Why is Tosos saying that
It's
that
not
rejects his
timing,
position?
it's still fine.
What?
It's not timing, but it's still fine.
You got it, but I don't think
he's still able to count even though it's not complete and it's not a distraction from his counting.
and it's not a distraction from what? Not just from his counting, from what?
The whole day.
Meaning
entire
detraction from
The mitzvah.
from Temimus.
Completeness, okay.
Right. Does the Bahag say you're penalized for counting during the day?
No.
Does the Bahag indicates that you can have an idea of Temimus even if I miss counting a night, according to Bahag, right?
So it's just a teeth. It's not like
Tosos is saying,
better.
but why is it better? Because you have a chance of getting a greater level of Temimus. But according to the Bahag, if I miss 12 hours and I count, after 12 hours, I miss my nighttime and I count during the day, he's saying he doesn't indicate in any way whatsoever that I'm lacking in Temimus, meaning that I can get my Adif Temimus even if I miss the nighttime. So how could Tosfos say that it's Adif to count before Tzeis Chachavim? Why is that better? I can get the best possible Temimus even if I miss a period of time.
Okay.
Oh, is that clear? Okay. Okay, so skip ahead to Aval Nira LeRabbeinu Tam.
Aval nira l'Rabbeinu Tam ikar idach stama demasnisan de parak sheni de Megillah umese la besof pirkin.
Okay, so he's quoting a Mishnah in Megillah. Kol
halayla kasher l'tziras haomer.
So the nighttime is kasher l'ksiras omer. V'daikin amina.
26? Wait, what? What's chafav?
No, chule.
Oh, sorry. Chule. V'daikin amina dekatani laila dumya diyom. Ma diyom balayla.
Lo. After Laila biyom lo. So what does Rabbeinu Tam hold? Rabbeinu Tam holds that if you forget the nighttime, can you make it up during the day?
Who?
According to Rabbeinu Tam. According to Rabbeinu Tam. Okay, if I miss the night, can I make it up during the day?
No.
No. Okay?
It's not like it.
Okay, so now let's just review what we have. Okay? You have Machlokes, Tosos, and the Bahag. Tosos says if I miss the nighttime, I cannot make it up during the day. The Bahag holds if I miss the nighttime, I can make it up during the day. Okay? Tosos holds that I can count when? Bein Hashmashos. Bahag, you'll see Bahag doesn't hold that way. Okay? Now we have one more thing. Look at number 4.
Od pasuk behilchos gedolos she'im hapsik yom echad v'lo saber shuv eno
Sofer.
sofer.
Okay, so translate that. So if you
miss it,
miss what?
the first day.
No.
The night time.
The day, meaning a 24-hour period of time.
Okay, don't count again.
Right? Shuv eno sofer. You're done counting. According to Bahag, if you miss a day, there's no making it up. Okay, you miss one day Siras Omer, there is no reason to count anymore. According to Bahag.
Mishum dibai temimus.
Because you need Temimus.
Yeah.
Right. So
You're saying it's
complete into the entire.
Hold on, V'tema Gedolahu v'lo Yisakin. And we don't pass in this way. Okay, so now let's add the third. Hold on, the third position. The Bahag holds that if I miss an entire day, right, I can't. I'm done with Sfiras Omer.
Is that because it's?
But according to Tosfos,
Temimus is going on different.
yeah, we're gonna get to that. But according to Tosfos holds if I miss a day, what happens?
You can count in the morning.
You can no. If I miss 24 hours,
Count again the next day.
I can count. So if I miss the 24th, I can make it up. I can count the 25th. Okay. If I miss the 24th, 25th, 26th, I can pick right up for the 27th.
Right.
Okay. So now again, let's stack it up. Okay. Tosos holds I can count during Banish Mashos.
Right.
Okay. The Bahag is going to reject that. Okay. Tosos holds if I miss the nighttime, can I make it up during the day?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Remember names.
Okay. No, you gotta keep this in mind. Okay, if I miss Lila, I can't make up during the Yom.
Okay.
So if I miss the Lila of the 24th, and it's the daytime of the 24th, I can't count anymore.
But Tosos says.
But the Bahag holds.
next day.
Oh, right. But the Bahag holds. But the Tosos. Okay, fine. We'll do it that way.
So you
But
can-
Tosos holds. But if I miss the entire 24th, I can count the 25th.
Okay.
Bahag holds if I miss the 24th nighttime,
You could.
I can still make up the 24th.
But not-
But if I miss the entire 24th, I'm done counting Sfiras Omer.
Right.
Clear?
Clear.
Those are the positions.
Okay.
Okay. Turn the page. Now this is where things get interesting. I worked out this far that I'm so proud of myself.
What
Okay.
about the 5?
Well, don't worry about that. We're gonna come back to that. Look at number 7.
The Bahag expands on Thomas.
No, Bahag argues with him completely.
This is a lot.
Bahag is also.
When does he say you supposed
Yeah,
to
I'm
say?
sure you're gonna do.
Hold
I'm gonna
on.
do
Say it
one.
again.
It just shows with the bag.
Yeah, that's all you have. Okay. Now look at this Ran.
Vagada Gam Kin.
Uvagada. What did you mean by Agada? Not the Haggadah Shel Pesach.
Order.
No, an Agadata. He's a medrash. Okay. There's a medrash.
Okay. Gam Kin Amru B'Shah Sha'amar Lahem
Moshe.
Moshe Tabdun Es Elokim Al Hahar Hazeh.
Okay. So at the hour. Okay. Now just to create the scene here, there's a medrash. So don't worry how little this is. But on the second day of Pesach, meaning the day after Yetzias Mitzrayim. Okay. Moshe tells Bnei Yisrael that you are going to worship.
Hey, what's up?
Moshe, Medrash says. So what happened on the second day of Yetzias Mitzrayim? Okay. So Moshe says to the Jews, "Ta'abdu nes Elokim al har hazeh." Of course, that's actually doesn't matter when that actually took place. But anyway, so he says to the Jews, "You're going to be worshiping God at Har Sinai." Amru lo Yisrael.
Moshe Rabbeinu Imasai Avoda Zu.
Okay. So what does that mean?
When
The Bnei Israel say to Moshe,
when will we worship?
"When is this avodah going to take place?"
Amar Lahem L'Sof Chamishim Yom V'Hayumonin Kol.
No. So Amr Lahem L'Sov Chamishim Yom. So when are we going to be worshiping God on this mountain?
In 50 days.
Okay. Then, so what do they do?
So they counted every single day.
Okay. So what does the Medrash tell you? Moshe says to the Jews, "You're going to worship God on this mountain." Okay. The Jews say, "When?" Moshe says in 50 days. So what do Bnei Israel do?
Alright, we'll count.
They count 50 days. Thus the okay.
Sfirat HaOmer.
Mikan. Okay. Mikan.
Kavu Chachamim L'Sfirat HaOmer.
Okay, so therefore, this is where the Chacham get the idea of Sfiras Omer. Kolomar, as if to say,
She'ein anu mavi'in Karban V'lo Omer.
Omer,
Ela
Mechashmin,
Nun.
Chamishim,
Chamishim Yom L'Simchas HaTorah.
Kimo.
Shmano Yisrael Ba'oso Zman.
So therefore, why do we do Sfiras Omer today? We do it because today we have no Korban Omer, we have no Korban and no Omer, right? So what we think 50 days, right? Like the Jews counted, right, in that period of time from Pesach until Matan Torah.
Right.
Okay? Okay. What is absolutely insane about what the Ran is saying? What is absurd about what the Ran saying?
Well, first of all, isn't this a medrash?
Okay, that's one thing. Okay?
You don't do that from a medrash.
Good. So the one issue is that you don't do it from a medrash. No, you're right. You don't. The Ran is not a medrash guy. Okay. What's he bringing this medrash in for? And we don't usually derive halacha from a medrash. But there's a better question you can ask. He says, "Mikan kavu chachamim." This is where the Rabbanan comes from to go ahead and count Sfiras Omer. What's absurd about that? What's crazy about what he says?
Well, it's wrong.
Why is it wrong?
Well, because they counted for.
What did we just read in the Gemara?
Yeah,
What did the Gemara say? Why do we count Sfiras Omer today?
Because the day.
We count Sfiras Omer today because
Commemorate
Zeichel Mikdash. That's why we count Sfiras Omer today. So the Ran's lying. The Ran's creating a reason for why we have Sfiras Omer today that's not in line with the Gemara. The Gemara says Zeichel Mikdash. You understand why that's an absurd position he's taking?
Yeah.
So even he admits it. The Ran's exposed. He exposes himself, not in the way you guys would probably think. He exposes the reality of his position.
You were the only one who thought it.
Right? It's a projection.
Yes.
He says, Vizeh, keep reading Vizeh. So he says, but really this is a medrash, right? Why the Ikara de Milsa, what does that mean?
The main part.
Good. The main position is
the latent thing.
Zeicher Mikdash. Okay, so the Ran comes along. And does what? Right? The Ran says he himself is bothered by the fact that he quotes his own medrash. He says he's quoting his medrash, and he says the very nice medrash. It's very nice to say that the Jews counted from Pesach to Shavuos, but the Ran says to himself, "But that's a medrash." But the reality is, what's the real reason why we count Sfiras Omer today? Zeichel Mikdash. So let me ask you a question. So the real reason we count is Zeichel Mikdash. Tell me, why does the Ran waste our time with this medrash?
Maybe he'll tell us.
Who? No, he doesn't. This is it. This is it. You already showing me with an answer? No. You have to start. Let's think a little bit. Let's understand. Let's first appreciate the question.
Let me throw out a
There's always a method to why I ask questions. So let's go back to what I asked in the beginning of the shir. Okay, give me the two other examples of what's it called? Of Zeichel Mikdash. What are the two other examples? Lulav. Okay, 7 days. Why do we shake lulav 7 days today? Zeichel Mikdash. And what's the other one?
And Karm Pesach. What the correct?
Korech. Okay. Now that's the case. Okay. What does now this? I always feel like I'm giving it away, but I'm not. We'll see.
Might be.
What maybe?
So maybe
Korech and lulav. Well, let's just take Korech. Korech is different than Sfiras Omer. Okay. I don't mean the literal thing. I mean insofar as how it's structured. What's the Zeichel Mikdash of Korech? Explain it to me.
Maisa.
What?
A Maisa.
You're doing a Maisa,
We
okay.
used to do it in the Beis Hamikdash.
What do you do in the Beis Hamikdash?
We used to
And the times of the Beis Hamikdash, we brought a korban, and afterwards what would we do? We'd eat the matzah mar with, it says al matzos u'marim yochlu. You would eat the korban pesach with it.
Something like it was just without
So what are we doing today when we do Korech?
everything but
Everything but the,
Korbanos.
okay, so let me ask you a question.
We still
Matzah,
have
matzah, okay?
That's part of the Mikdash.
Well, hold on. Matzah, okay? The matzah as an independent mitzvah exists regardless of the korban pesach or not, right? So in a sense, the Zeichel Mikdash, what does it do? It says we have some
part of it, so we do the rest of it.
So we have some part of it. So because we have a part of it, we build a Zeichel Mikdash off of that part. Mm-hmm. Okay, we have matzah. We have a chefsa of matzah. So we build Zeichel Mikdash off the remaining features that exist of the Mikdash. Okay, lulav. All right, we have a lulav, right? So we have that which we could build off of.
Right.
Now, punchline.
We
We
don't
don't have any more Karbanos to count
up to,
from and
so
to.
why do we still count?
He says, "She'ein anu mevi'in korban v'lo omer." What remnant do we have of omer today?
We have nothing.
Zilch. We have nothing. There is no remnant of the Omer that exists today. When the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, what was destroyed with it was the whole system of Karbanos.
Right, so
if that's the
that's
case,
what I'm
now tell me why the Ran brings that medrash
They
in.
weren't counting up to doing Maisa on the 50th day, or with Moshe.
And therefore what? Why does the Ran bring the medrash in? The Mikdash's work where you have an institution that still exists, some remnant, and you build off of that for Zeichel Mikdash. So by Korach, you have a matzah, you have maror, but it's Rabbanan, maybe you have maror. Or by lulav, you have an existing lulav. So because that exists, we could build off of it. But what do you have by Sfiras Omer? You don't have a korban anymore. You have no Omer. So you can't build off anything. So what's the medrash doing? It's telling you one simple
You don't
thing.
need a Maisa. You don't need anything to build.
What does the medrash demonstrate to us? This is what makes the Ran so innovative. Okay?
You don't need any.
The medrash, but what is the medrash showing you? What did Bnei Yisrael do?
You can't.
They counted, right? Bnei Yisrael counted. So what's the Ran saying? The fact that they counted shows you what? Which means what?
That's a
That counting.
It's
This is Zeichner.
Okay, how? No, it's not just that it's a zeicher. You got to be careful. Okay, there is a precedent. That's all word I'm looking for. A precedent exists of Sefira prior to Omer. Meaning, what did Omer do? Okay, Omer took. It's not a coincidence that the mincha. What? It's not a coincidence that the
Maisa that we build off of.
right. Okay, it's not a coincidence that it can't be a coincidence that the Zman of Omer, of the Korban Omer, is from the second day Pesach to Shavuos. Excuse me. Right. It's not a coincidence that the second day of Pesach, you start the Omer and it culminates in the 50th day, and it just happens to be the day that we got the Torah. Okay, you understand? In other words, it's not a coincidence that the Korban Omer system is built off of the time from Pesach to Shavuos. You understand? In other words, what would you think? You would think it's a coincidence. It happens to be there's 2 periods of time. There's the fact that there's 50 days from Pesach to Shavuos, and there's also 50 days from Ksiras Omer until Shtei Lechem. He's telling you it's not a coincidence. He's saying that the SEFIRA that the Jews did in the Midbar, okay, or after Yetzias Mitzrayim, to Matan Torah, the fact that they counted, that actually created a halachic precedent. That precedent was then put into the system of Omer, but it means that even if the Omer system is destroyed, what do you still have?
The other stuff.
Well, there's only one other stuff you have.
The other 50 days.
No, you still have what? A Maisa SEFIRA.
Nice accounting.
Yeah.
A SEFIRA. Accounting. In other words, what's he saying? He's saying that there is a reality to SEFIRA that exists separate from the Korban Omer. That's his Chiddush. But it still has to be Zeichel HaMikdash. So how is it Zeichel HaMikdash? Because what did the Torah do? It took the pre-existing halachic precedent counting, it took Omer and it took the SEFIRA and put it into Omer, and then it says once Omer is destroyed, what happens? You still have counting. Counting can still exist. Do you understand?
It's not like a pure SEFIRA.
What? No. It was like this. According to the Ran, you can't build a Zeichel HaMikdash if you have no remnant of that which was done in the Mikdash still existing today. You can't just say Zeichel HaMikdash out of nowhere. You have to have something. So by Korach you have matzah. By Lulav you have a Lulav. By Sfiras Omer you seem to have nothing. So what he's saying is that no, you do have something. There is a reality to SEFIRA. There's a reality of connecting Pesach to Shavuos that exists even if you don't have the Korban Omer. That's how you have a Zeichel HaMikdash.
What was the
If you didn't have this medrash, okay, the problem according to the Ram would be is that you have a Zeichel HaMikdash, but you have nothing no remnant that exists to build a Zeichel HaMikdash off of. You can't just create a Zeichel HaMikdash. When you eat korech, what are you doing when you eat korech? You're saying, I'm eating 2 of the 3 components, right? I'm eating matzah maror, and I'm missing Korban Pesach. So I remember in the fact that I'm eating it that there was a Korban Pesach. But there's a reality to korech. There's a reality to my matzah maror. The problem by Sfiras Omer is that there's no reality to counting if you don't have a Korban Omer. You need something. You can't just say counting exists, right? So what does he say? He says, no, counting, there is a reality to counting, even that's exclusive, or I should say, what do you call it? That's not necessarily dependent upon Omer. SEFIRA doesn't require Omer. Why? Because you have a precedent. Do you understand? You have a precedent. So even if Omer gets destroyed, you still have some precedent that exists of counting. There's a halachic system of counting that exists even outside of Omer. You understand that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty innovative thing the Ran's doing. No? Kind of?
Why then?
Bnei Yisrael counted. We're going to take this idea of counting, and we don't want this idea of counting to go away. So we're going to connect it to Omer. Okay, we're going to connect it to Omer. But once you say that there is a reality to counting that even could exist without Omer, even if the Omer doesn't exist anymore, you can build Zeichel HaMikdash off the counting. Because the counting pre-existed. It predates the Omer.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's the move on the Ran. That's the Ran's move. Okay? You got that? Sort of? At least let's set up the next question. Okay. So the only thing you have to know right now is that Tosfos holds, okay, that it's better to count Sfiras Omer, okay, during Bein Hashmashos, between Shkia and Seis Chol
When
Chava.
did we do Tosfos?
Before you came.
Oh, okay.
Why? Why does he hold that way? Because you get Temimus. Okay. Now watch this. Okay. Go to the next bold line. Okay. I'm making it easy reading wise. So now what's the Ein Zanachal mean? He's rejecting Tosfos. Tosfos says it's adif. It's best to count during Bein Hashmashos, and the Ran says that doesn't make any sense. Why? Yachnis. So first of all, he says, who says you should go ahead and put yourself in a situation of suffix? Meaning that, what should you do in Bein Hashmashos? What's the ideal thing to do according to the Ran? Wait until
that day.
Until Tzeis. He says, who says because you're in a situation of suffix you should act on it? But forget that. That's not even a great kasha. The next one's the best kasha. V'imishum Temimus.
Mishum Temimus ein lahachmir b'Temimus b'zman hazeh shehu midrabanan tefei misak
Tfei
misak.
Mesfira Deraisa. Okay. Now this is it's. If anyone gets this, I'll be very, very impressed. I'm just going to translate literally what he says. You want to tell me that Tosos is saying that it's a better form of Temimus to countering Bein Hashmashos, right? In other words, like we said before, if I countering Bein Hashmashos, what do I get? I get a complete day. Because if I wait 1 or 2 minutes after Tzeis, it won't be as complete. Okay? So the Ran says, really? So what do you? This is an unbelievable question. Okay? He says, you're telling me that it's better to be machmir in Temimus Bizman Hazeh of D'Rabbanan, Tfei, okay, again, it's better to be machmir, Sfira D'Rabbanan, meaning countering Bein Hashmashos, Tfei, Misfira D'Oraisa. Temimus D'Rabbanan is better than Sfira D'Oraisa. What does he mean? Tfei means better. What does he mean better than Sfira D'Oraisa? He doesn't hold that Sfira today is D'Oraisa. What does he mean it's better than D'Oraisa?
The original counting.
Meaning what? Meaning what?
When they
Yes.
did it.
By the way, most of the Baal didn't even make that first step. Okay? Yes. So now, go on.
By what do you call it? When they were counting in the midbar. No.
Not the midbar. Forget the midbar.
The real
Beis
Omer.
Hamikdash.
The real Omer.
Okay.
From the Karbanos.
Right.
So they did. Well, that was their.
That was the Raisa.
D'Oraisa.
Okay. And when would they start counting?
And they would start counting that day. No, night.
No, nighttime. Right. They would start counting Nachatzos Seis.
Taste.
They would start counting at Seis Kochavim. Okay. So in the times of the Beis Hamikdash, Midoraisa, they would start counting at Seis Kochavim. Right. So what's his kasha then?
Then he's saying, what is better? Our counting is better. That D'Rabbanan counting me today is better.
Not the counting.
It was inadequate.
Right. Okay. What he's saying is that he's saying Tosos. Are you out of your mind? Tosos is implying that D'Rabbanan came along and figured out a superior Temimus, a superior completeness that the D'Oraisa didn't do. So in other words, you tell me during the times of the Beis Hamikdash, when everybody counted Sfiras Omer, they were doing an inferior version of Temimus? How dare he say such a thing? How could that be? Do you understand the kasha? This is such a powerful kasha in Tosfos. It's like a mega kasha. Tosfos is implying that the rabbis came along and outdid God.
Yeah, but it's
Not yet, but they came along and outdid God. All right? Because during the times of the Beis Hamikdash,